Battle Through the Heavens, Grand World. Chapter 268 I'm coming. It's been so many years, yet another Saint rank trial participant has appeared. Those old guys from the academy actually didn't tell us. After closing the scroll, Yuan Tianmu looked at Xiao Yan with a smile that was not a smile on his face. His gaze when he looked at Xiao Yan had already become much calmer. No wonder you have such strength. You really did not dishonor the title of Saint rank trial participant. At the very least, you are not much weaker than me back then. However, compared to Mu Yuyang, who was at the same time as me. Yuan Tianmu chuckled. He pulled out the dragon scale tip that was inserted into the ground. He clenched his hand and stored it into the storage ring. After which, he slowly opened his mouth. Your strength is quite lacking. Xiao Yan raised his eyebrows when he heard this. He looked at Yuan Tianmu. Who exactly was this Mu Yuyang? Mu Yuyang entered the academy a year earlier than me. When I entered the academy, he was already the #1 expert in the inner academy's soaring dragon ranking. After which, his opponent merely persisted for a month before he took the initiative to admit defeat. After merely entering the realm in Valley for a year, Mu Yuyang has defeated many experts in front of him and forcefully reached the 3rd rank. Another year has passed and Mu Yuyang has become the #1 expert in the realm in Valley. It has been 10 years, and no one has ever stolen the title of #1. Yuan Tianmu shook his head and sighed when he said this. Xiao Yan's pupils suddenly shrunk when he heard this. He was also shocked by Mu Yuyang's strength. He had only been in realm in Valley for 2 years, but he had already defeated all the powerful experts and reached the top. This strength was truly unbelievable. I will go to realm in Valley 3 years later. I will go there the same year. There is another person, Lin Dao. Speaking of the past, Yuan Tianmu had a solemn expression. When he mentioned Lin Dao's name, he shook his head. He was also a person who had entered the realm in Valley at the same time. This fellow's strength was much stronger than his. Didn't you say that only one person can enter the realm in Valley every 3 years? Xiao Yan's heart skipped a beat when he heard Lin Dao's name, then he asked curiously. Yes, but there are exceptions. If the 2 of them successfully complete the competition every year, they might be able to enter the realm in Valley after the Elder's evaluation. It is a little ridiculous to say that. Back then, in the inner academy, I am much stronger than Lin Dao. In the final competition, the Elders only took a fancy to his tough will and imposing manner, forcing him to enter the realm in Valley. They never thought that this fellow would be like a fish leaping over the dragon gate. In just 2 short years, he had reached a height that no one could ever hope to reach, even Mu Yuyang. I'm afraid that Mu Yuyang won't easily provoke him. Speaking up to this point, Yuan Tianmu laughed at himself, and his expression became much dimmer. Xiao Yan remained silent after hearing this. Lin Dao was indeed a person who could be called a miracle. Another year has passed. Due to the special relationship between the Yunluo Academy and Xiao Clan, the Yunluo Academy gave the Xiao Clan a slot to enter the realm in Valley. At that time, Xiao Yi came in. He easily defeated the top 3 experts in the Soaring Dragon ranking and entered the realm in Valley with the agreement of all the elders. 4 years later, he actually became one of the top 3 experts in the realm in Valley. Yuan Tianmu's voice was heavy as he spoke about the strength of the top 3 experts of the realm in Valley. All 3 of them were heaven-defying geniuses. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that they were monstrous geniuses. If that's the case, I'm afraid that I won't be able to enter the realm in Valley with my current strength. After hearing Yuan Tianmu's words, Xiao Yan couldn't help but smile bitterly. The strength of these people was immeasurable. With his current strength, it would be difficult for him to enter the realm in Valley. You are a Saint rank trial participant. If nothing unexpected happens, you will definitely enter the realm in Valley in the future. Mu Yuyang would be leaving in about 2 years' time. At that time, you, as the Saint rank trial participant, will have to bear the responsibility of leading the overall situation. Mu Yuyang has done an outstanding job in this year's competition. Yuan Tianmu didn't mind it at all. He waved his hand and said, although I'm not as famous as the top 3 in realm in Valley and the entire capital of chaos, they still have to consider the suggestion given to the elders. After saying that, Yuan Tianmu leapt up and rushed down the mountain. His voice also sounded beside Xiao Yan's ear. Let's go. Let's go to the Yunluo Academy. I want to ask those old fellows why they didn't tell us about the Saint rank trial participant. Xiao Yan smiled when he heard Yuan Tianmu's slightly smiling voice. His body moved and followed closely behind. A trace of excitement suddenly emerged in Xiao Yan's heart when he thought that he would meet these geniuses. The Yunluo Academy was located in a vast green forest in the center of Capital of Chaos. Even though the Capital of Chaos was in chaos, the surroundings of the Yunluo Academy were peaceful. No one dared to spread the flames of war to this place, not only because of the strength of the Yunluo Academy, but also because of the dean of the Yunluo Academy. A few hundred years ago, there were a few major powers in the Capital of Chaos who coveted the cultivation resources of the Yunluo Academy. When they joined forces to attack the Yunluo, there were close to 10 Emperor cultivation warriors in the allied army. There were also dozens of Monarch Emperor warriors in the army. Such a huge force had slaughtered their way into the Yunluo Academy. However, before they could enter the outer courtyard, they were killed by the formation outside the courtyard. Almost all those below the Monarch Emperor were killed. After entering the courtyard, a true nightmare followed. Nearly 100 elders had joined forces, beating the intruders until they fled in a sorry state. A few days later, the mysterious dean suddenly appeared in Capital of Chaos. With a wave of his hand, he swept across every single living being in the Capital of Chaos, wiping out all the powers that belonged to those who had attacked that day, and spread the word that the entire Capital of Chaos was under his control. Anyone who dared to offend the Yunluo would be killed without mercy. As soon as these domineering words left his mouth, even those supreme experts remained silent, not daring to provoke him. Because of this, Yunluo Academy's supreme position in the Capital of Chaos was established. Entering the forest and walking for dozens of miles is within the range of the Yunluo Academy. There will naturally be someone who will bring you there. After running for about half a day, Xiao Yan and Yuan Tianmu arrived at the center of the Capital of Chaos. In front of them was a boundless green forest. Thank you, brother Yuan. Xiao Yan cupped his hands towards Yuan Tianmu sincerely. The latter had also introduced the Yunluo Academy to him in detail during their journey. Given Yuan Tianmu's identity, he definitely knew more than Zhu Kun and Ji Yu Yuan. This had broadened Xiao Yan's horizons. I can't talk about hard work. That's right. According to what I know, the competition for entering the realm in Valley will begin in at most 1 year's time. At that time, the few of us will come out to take a look. I think they will be very interested in seeing the strength of the new generation's Saint rank trial participant. Don't let us down. Yuan Tianmu smiled lightly when he heard that. He looked at Xiao Yan and looked at him. His body moved and rushed in another direction. After advancing for a moment, he took out a command token. The space rippled and Yuan Tianmu's body suddenly disappeared. Xiao Yan recovered his senses and looked at the endless large forest in front of him. A layer of endless excitement immediately surged into his heart. His many years of thinking was finally about to come true at this moment. Xuan Kai Lin, I'm coming. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.